www.noodleworzch.com. Ty again here, and this time what I'd like to share you is a simple and basic recording or video edit on Adobe Premiere CS6. With CS5 and Adobe Premiere 3.0, things are a little different, but again, um, you should have codecs. Well, when you install Adobe CS6 on your PC, it's going to provide you with the elements or the codecs that you're going to be needing to output your video edit. This time we're going to output that for YouTube. So we're going to use H.264. So what you do, I have take a look here on the left side. I have sample elements right here. I've got a recording. I've got these three, which we're going to use for watermark, video watermark, and also for OBB and CBB. If you don't know how to create one of these as a watermark, we have a tutorial for that on the channel. You can just check that out. I'm going to show you a little bit first the things that we're going to be using. This right here, this is your OBB, but basically it's just a PNG file. It's a transparent PNG file to ID your video, to somehow make it a little professional and to advertise your website somehow. And here is another. We're going to be needing that. It's also a PNG file, and this is a complete. If you're going to compare here, this one is just the website itself, and we got a subheader, Noodle Gaming, and here we got them complete noodleworzch.com, Doodle Thinking. That's the website itself. So those are three different PNG files, and we have this 720p. I'm going to share to you how you can create HD video outputs. So HD would be 1920 by 1080 and 1280 by 720 for secondary HD. Used the Canon camera for this, but then it's been a little limited to 720p, so it's still HD, but you can make use of 1080. It's not going to be a problem. It's still widescreen, 16 by 9. So double click on that so we could have a look at this. This is what I shot earlier. I shot Asphalt 7 Heat as a gameplay demo. We're going to upload to YouTube channel, so you can preview that a little bit. And for you to be sure to essentially run at 720, you right click over that, click on properties, and check for something that says details on the tab right on top. Right here you got frame width and frame height, 1280, 720. Alright, so for the bitrate it's running at 96 kbps, but don't mind that because if you're using Adobe CS6, it's going to calculate that automatically for you. So we're going to start now. What you do is just close this. Start off with something that says Premiere CS6. Got a lot of video editing software in there, but I favor this. So what you do, start off with something that says new project right here. These are your recent projects. These are the projects I created earlier. Those are video outputs already. I mean, outputted already. So we're going to start off with something new. So click on new project. Here, you just have to leave everything as is. When you click on that, you got audio samples, timecode, and DV for the capture format. You're not going to be using that because you're going to be using a source file. So what you just move or make changes with is this. Location, you got something that says Adobe Premiere CS6 projects. So what you want to do is you want to change that first, because let's go to something that says desktop right here. We're going to look up for the folder we created, something that says elements. You have to somehow create a folder direct to where your clip source is. So just click on elements and select folder. So you got that in there. You got name. You're going to give out a title in there. You say demo Premiere. Let's make it all caps. Demo edit. Okay, so that's the title of the one that we have. Copy that. Why? Because you're going to be needing that. To click on OK to name your file right here. Something that says sequence name. Sequence, this is going to be your output name. So from here, you got 720p right here. It's pre-selected for you because I used this earlier. If it's your first time to start it off, you're going to be having those options without anything open. So if you're using a 1080p video, in case you shot that for 1920 by 1080 primary HD, you could select from here. You get something that says 1080p 24 frames per second, but the video is actually running at 720p, and I'm not pretty sure if it's 24, 50, or 60. But what I recall is my camera is using 30 frames per second. So that you don't have with Adobe CS6, you don't have to worry much about that. Just select 24 frames. I'm gonna show you why. Select this again, Pro HD 720p 24. You're under folder or directory path 720p. So right below here, you paste the name that you created earlier, Premiere Demo Edit. So when you output that, the video is going to be named as Premiere Demo Edit. If you're creating my birthday video, you could just name that in there, my birthday video, or whatever name you'd want. I'm just trying to emphasize that the sequence name is the video name itself. So click on OK from here. Again, remember, you selected 24, but this time we're not sure as to what rate I used. Click on OK, and it's going to give you your timeline right here. This is your title. It's going to give you a preview right here. It's going to give you some of the elements, and you got presets and effects on the left side. With Premiere CS6, everything's just a little easy. You don't need to open your source clip for here. This is where you normally put your clips or clip bin, but here you just make use of directory path. Open a sorry, not Firefox. Close that again. Open your folder or your directory. Look up for your elements folder right here. I will click on that, and this is your Premiere demo project. This is your project file for Premiere. It's going to give you preview files right here. You don't delete that, because if you do, you can't open your project anymore. So again, from here, this is your elements. I mean, these are your elements right here. You got Asphalt 7, so what you do is you just click on that. Again, you don't mind bridging that, using Adobe Bridge for that. Just click on it, hold, drag to a timeline right here that says Video 1, Audio 1. Let me move that a little bit on the right side, because I'm going to show you something. If you drag it here, and you release that in there, it's going to say this. This clip does not match the sequence settings. Change the sequence to match the clip settings. This is what I'm trying to tell you earlier. It's going to detect your video rate. If you're using 24 whatever frames, it's gonna change that automatically for you. But if you uncheck always ask, then that's gonna be a little bit of a problem. But just keep it that way. If you click on change sequence settings, it's gonna do that for you. It's gonna conform everything along with the settings of your video clip, along with the settings that you have on your Premiere. That's one thing that you have to do first. You don't drag JPEG files first. Again, what you want to do first is to drag your video file. Why? Because you're going to calculate the frame rate and match that with all the settings. But if you load a JPEG file, it's not gonna do that for you. Alright, so again, before loading any JPEG, before loading any audio or voiceover, you start off with a video file. This time we're using the MOV container. Alright, so there you go. We're gonna start off with cutting the video. In case you want to trim, here, let's say we're gonna start off from the Gameloft logo itself. No, from here. If you're going to drag, here's your handler, by the way. If you drag that like that, if you have enough RAM on your computer, then you can see the movement by frame. But if your RAM is a little limited, then it's going to lag a little bit. You can't really see everything on real time. Yeah, so you want to use Adobe CS6 on a computer with enough system or over system requirement for you to have a better output and for you to not have difficulties in editing. So move that and find the frame that you'd want to start the video from. I guess we're going to start it from here, right? So what you do, this is your max and your zoom in and zoom out buttons. Not buttons actually, it's a slider. So what you do is you click on that, slide to the left side. If you make a little indented to the left side, you zoom out everything for your timeline. If you drag that going to the right side, then you have everything on overview. Alright, so what you do is make it a little larger so you can target exact frames right here. On this path too, you got something that would make your video a little clipped, but if you expand that a little bit, you can see all the elements right there. What you want to do first is to amplify the audio before we cut. Audio right here, expand that, and you can see all those waveforms right there. Alright, so those waveforms actually have audio elements. If I'm going to play that from there, see? But take a look at your indicator on the right side. It's not that loud for me, so what you do is you handle this yellow line right here, click on that, then drag that going up. Take a look at the decibel. It's running from 602 going down. So you start off from 0. When you drag that, you just maxed out to 6.02. That's the maximum decibel that the Premiere project that I have can handle. If you play that, it would somehow be a little louder. Okay, just mind the cracking point. If your audio cracks a little bit at some point, then trim it down a little bit. So what you do, we've selected a part that we want to cut and start from, make as a start point. So what you do from here, put your handler in there, you press C on your keyboard. If you don't want to press C, here you got your tools. You got something that says razor tool. Razor tool is basically your cut tool. Excuse me. If you can't find that in there, you just click on window. You can just look that up in there. It's all in there. So again, click on this razor tool, or just C on your keyboard and find that exact point, and from there click, and it's gonna divide your video element into two parts, this one and this one. So what you do, click on V this time on your keyboard and highlight this part, then delete. Again, V is your normal cursor point. So from there, you move this so that you can be sure that you're actually from the start point of the video or the timeline. Click on Home on your keyboard. So it would take you back to 0, 0. Click on this and drag that back to 0, 0. So this is your start point. Play that, then you've eliminated the first part. This is gonna be your video start now. So we're just gonna make it a little short so that I could share everything to you in a matter of minutes. So let's say let's drag a little bit. Let's say we're done with that. Let's say this is the end part. No. Let me make it a little longer. 12. Let's make it. This is your time rule, by the way. You got seconds in there. Let's end at 12 seconds. So from here, again, cut or razor tool, letter C icon. Letter C key on your keyboard. Then click on that. Then V on your keyboard. Then remove that. So this is your clip left. All right. So what you do this time is you don't want your video to, you don't want it on YouTube. Just start off from that. If you play that, it's no drama. So what you want to do is to fade it from black or dip black from it. So here on the effects console, click on the search bar and look up for something that says, just type in black, and you got something that says dip to black. Click on that, then drag that over the video. Let me make it a little larger. Here, click on dip to black. This is your effect. Drag it over there, and you would notice that it's been overlaid. What you do, click on home again and play it. It's gonna start off the video from a black point. Alright, so it's a little better. And also you'd want to end that fading to black. Again, drag this, bring it there, release that, play the video. Now, see that? It's gonna close that. It's gonna end the video dimming into black, so it's a little better. But again, how would you drive traffic through to your website? How would you earn double from YouTube? You got your video, got a lot of views on YouTube. Why not create a website? You'd want your website to also gain visitors. So what you do, you want to ID your video. Why? In case you have fans already, you would say, oh, I like this guy. He's been doing one of my favorite games. So I want to subscribe. I want to know more about him. I want to know more all this stuff and others. How can I go to his website? So why not make an OBB or an open billboard as your website name? So go back to your elements. This is the one I created earlier. Let's make it a little smaller this time. And from here, we're going to use this one I created, watermark 720p PNG. Right click over that, click on properties, and go to details. I'm going to show you the size. Again, the dimension is 1280 by 720. It's matched with the video dimension, which is 720p. So if you're going to create your own watermark or your own open billboard, you can make use of Photoshop. If you're using a 1080p resolution for your video, then you don't want to make use of 720. Why? Because it's going to be a little small. So you also want to create something that would match the dimensions of your video. Okay, so just a little hint from there. And drag this, click on that. Let me make this bigger again this time. And click, drag on video 2. Again, don't drag on video 1. Why? You're going to distort everything from here. You don't want to disturb this. You can lock that, by the way. But I'm not going to do that now. Let's just click on this, drag so we could make everything fast. Drag it here. Sorry. That's no. Cancel. Okay, sorry about that. I deleted something. Okay, so let's go back from here. Again, close that. So from here, I'm gonna show you. By the way, you could make this a little bigger, something like that, so you can preview everything. But for now, let's just make it a little small, so we could have this part right here free. So again, drag this, click on that, and drag that over to video 2. And if you may have noticed, it's in there already. If you play that, it's overlaid. Again, you can make use of any JPEG. This is just my idea of creating a watermark or an open billboard that's overlaid transparent on a JPEG format, or I mean a PNG format. You could use a full JPEG on that. It's all gonna be up to you. Okay, so it's not enough because I have a subheader for that. Let me bring this down a little bit. Let me clip this so you got video 3. What you want to do with video 3, click on this secondary that I created. There you go. So if you're going to notice this time, let's dim it to black. I have this part and I have this part. If you play that, you play it by clicking this part, or you can play it through keyboard, which is space bar. Then see that it's not animated, it's not moving, it's just like that. So what you want to do is make it a little live animated for the letters of your website. Why would you want to create that? So you could drive attention from your viewer. You'd want your viewer to know, oh, that's noodleworzch.com. I want to visit that website. So from here, what you do, go to your effects panel, and I'm using a slash effect. Let's try that. Just click on slash. You could play on that and search for whatever effect that you'd want to like. Drag it over. I'm sorry, let me check if oh yeah, this is the right one. Let me move that back a little bit. Drop the slide right here. Oop. It's not moving now. Okay, there you go. So that would look like that. If you move this a little bit right here, it's going to clip it a little bit in minimal seconds. There you go. So you got that, and also I make use of something that says cross dissolve, and put that here. It's gonna enter a little bit blurry from blur point. Why is it not working? Let me. There you go. And cross dissolve on the end part, and also let me find something that says roll away. Is what I use for watermark, and let's make it a little shorter so we can see changes that's happening. There you go. So that's a little animated, and you'd wanna, while the video is playing, you'd want to put a watermark in there. What you do is drag this in there. You just follow though, and let's make it a little bigger. And that's your watermark, but it's way centered. So what you do is double click on that. That's going to be your PNG file. Then resize that a little bit. Just drag from the corners. Press on shift so you don't make any. There you go. So put that on the right side. You can put that on top, left side, any way you want it. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Play it. There you go. So you can see it's watermark. That wouldn't disturb much, but will give you an ID that the video is actually created by noodleworzch.com or by your name or your website itself. Okay, so what you do is make this a little bigger this time again, and copy this part. Highlight this too. Control C, then drag this, paste that out here. This is your closing billboard. Paste that in there, and you got your billboard right there. See? So again, if you play that, you got this coming in, and you got that watermark on the lower right hand. Let's drag that a little bit so you can make that a little bit extended. And way on the end, it's gonna be dissolved, and you got your ID coming back in. There you go. So that's how you create. If you have a voiceover, you can just overlay that on audio 2, audio 3. If you're using instruments, if you're using guitar, if you're using drums, you can edit that from Adobe Audition and then port that from there to here. So that's all about editing your Adobe Premiere video file. It's how you output. So what you do, if you're going to upload this to YouTube, everything is done already. You can play that from here so you can review everything. Check if you would want to make changes still. If everything will be okay for you. So what you're going to be doing last is go to File right here. Remember, don't press Enter. Why? If you press Enter like that, it's going to render the project without changing the settings. Adobe Premiere wouldn't know that you're going to be using this for YouTube, so it's somehow going to output that differently. You don't press enter, but you do is you go to File right here, then go down to something that says Export. Click on Export. No, not click, but hover, and go to Media. Control M. You can do that too. And it's not. Why it's not working? Let's go back. Export. I'm not pretty sure why my control is not working. Okay, there we go. So again, let's go back a little bit. File, export, media, and you got AVI and TSCDV. If you just enter that, your output file will look like this. You got black borders right on top and at the bottom. So you don't want that. Why? Your video is not squarish. It's widescreen, okay? So what you do on format right here, click on something that says format on the arrow right there. Look up for something that says H.264. Again, H.264. And notice the video here. It's going to change to complete widescreen. No more borders, no more black top and bottom borders. But it's optimized for an Android tablet. So what you do, click on that. You got options right here. You can just select anything that you'd want to output this for. Adobe CS6 has a lot of options, so you could never go wrong with that. So just start off with H.264 and look up for something that says YouTube. You could output this to Vimeo and anything in there. Just, again, YouTube, and remember, you could use HD 25 depending on the frame rate of the video. So again, if I recall it correctly, I probably used 23.9. It's not exact if you're using 25, but basically the exact frame rate sometimes is 23.9 and 29.9. Okay, so might want to output that to YouTube HD 720p. If you're using 1080p, then you got your options right there for full HD. Again, 720p 23.9, click on that. Then be sure that export video is checked, then export audio is checked. Alright? And here you got width, you got height. This is preset already because you selected HD 720p. If you're going to make changes, then your output would be a little different. It would say in here custom, but again, it's just for YouTube. Oop, I'm running low for the battery, so let's just make everything a little faster. So frame rate 23, you just don't mind everything in there. If you're going to take a look at here, it's going to give you variable bitrate 2 pass. Alright, so 5.5. It's going to output your video optimized for YouTube. So don't make changes. It's going to do 2 pass. If this is a long video, it's going to take up a little bit of a time to output. So what you do is click on export last right here. If you click on export, it should do export that for an extension of MP4. Yeah, an H.264 will be MP4. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video from here, and I'm going to get back to you in a little bit. Yeah, so again from here what you want to do is you have to save this before you exit. Why? In case you have troubles with the output video, you still can't output that differently. You press Ctrl S on your keyboard to save, and let's just minimize that for now, and you have your output file right here on the element folder itself. Something that says Premiere Demo Edit MP4. So this is the one that we just created. Alright, so what you do is you double click on that and see if this is the video that we just did. It's just a short video. There you go. So again, let's play a little bit. I'm going to show you. That's your OBB, and you got your watermark right here on the bottom part, and you have another, which is your closing billboard. So there you go. What you want to do before uploading to YouTube, you would want to play your video first. Why? Because sometimes if you use a different settings, your like variable bitrate or constant bitrate, it's gonna get glitches, right? It's gonna get white bars coming down. It's gonna get white horizontal bars at times. So what you want to do is to review that first. And if everything is playing okay, the pixel rate, all is clear. The video, the audio is enough for people to hear. So what you just do is open up your YouTube channel and then upload that from there. So again, that's how you create a simple video edit using Adobe Premiere CS6 on a Windows 8 computer. Again, for some of the video tutorials, you can check out www.noodleworzch.com. My name is Ty. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to see you back in the next video. Do visit the website, by the way.